Today we'll be taking a look into our next major system to watch here. This could potentially bring a polar vortex across much of the United States here, especially for the northern plains here. Could see very cold temperatures. So now let's go ahead and get started with the GFS model here. So far this week here looks to be made with quite an exception for the northwest. Well, most of the west there. You can see for California there, it does show a little bit of rain, a little bit of snow. It's not too bad. And you see there that very weak system moves to the south there. And here comes the next system to keep an eye on here. So this starts to go onshore. Seems like it dies out for the GFS model here. Here comes your polar vortex here, beginning to go south and east. You got a low pressure system over Oklahoma there. And right now it's over the Missouri and Arkansas state line. And here it is over Louisville, Kentucky, and Indianapolis, Indiana there. I can tell you what, at this point here, it doesn't look like to be a severe weather setup. By the looks of it right now, it looks to be low because of those dew points that are going to be low, and same thing for the Cape. So we're not going to go over severe weather yet, but things could change. I mean, this is 162 hours out. I also want to note here is there's quite a bit of snow here, but what I see by the model so far, the winter storm chances are going down. It's been going downhill lately. I'll show you the European model in a moment because it shows a complete different solution here. This has been a problem for the past few days. Is these models here, the CMC, the Euro, and the GFS have different solutions. Just like last night, all those had complete different solutions here. So the Euro at this point here shows a different solution. But I'm going to be showing the GFS here. That's why I haven't really made a video a couple of days ago. I mean, I know this is going to happen, but the uncertainties is way too high to predict here. But there's a little bit more in agreement. I do have a little bit of a better idea. There could be a winter storm around the Great Lakes region. At this point, I've seen the better chance for the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes at this point here. The Northeast, at this point, your chances, it's not zero, but it's very low at this point here. As you can see here by the GFS, not really a winter storm for the Northeast, but the exception for the Great Lakes region, you can see here. Look at that lake effects though, it's pretty ridiculous there with those strong winds. We'll stop there. Let's take a look into the temperature anomalies from the GFS here. As you can see here, very chilly temperatures there, especially for the northern plains there. Not as cold like it was before. You can see here, mostly everyone's above average. Then here comes that cold plunge there. So there goes your first wave. You can see another wave tries to come in, but it doesn't seem that successful there. When you take a look into those temperatures, you can see here, boy oh boy, negative 20 by Minnesota and North Dakota. Very chilly, but this is the prime time of the cold here. I can even see a negative 27. So some dangerous wind chills there. You can see here, there could be a pretty good freeze for parts of the southeast there. Probably even the desert southwest as well can see a pretty good freeze with this area. You can see here, this is this is morning hours here. Very chilly across most of the United States here. And I don't see anybody getting out of the 50s for the most part. If you can see parts of Arizona and Florida, staying mild at this point here. But let's go ahead and move on to the European model. So we're going to go in and skip it to Saturday. We're going to move to the west first. There's that low pressure system. Looks like there could be two here going on here. And they do split eventually. So this is 5 a.m. on Sunday. Do have some scattered mountain snow across the Rockies here. Some rain, mountain snow in California there. Here comes a little bit of a clipper system there going into Montana. So here's 8 o'clock on Sunday. Your low pressure should start to deepen a little bit as it gets to the plains here. Should start to move south. Well, no, it hasn't. But you can see here, your low pressure system is actually farther up north. And there's also less snow to deal with. And also as well, the high pressure is weaker as well. So here's 7 o'clock Monday. Here's 3 a.m. Tuesday. 12 p.m. Yeah. If y'all didn't catch that, there's like not much of any snow with the European suggestion here. What the GFS had before, if we go back to the GFS here, look at all that snow on the backside of that system. Look at compared to the Euro, it's gone. And you can see here, there's a stationary front across the southeast there as well. And there could be doesn't seem like a system would try to develop, but seems like it just fizzle itself out there. So at this point here, like I said, there's just a lot of uncertainties to deal with here. So you've seen the GFS, you've seen the Euro. Now let's look into the CMC here. So this is about the coldest time frame here. You can see there's even teens in like Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee there. Very chilly. You can see single digits in Nevada, Oregon. There's even teens in New Mexico and Arizona. Very cold temperatures. It's not that extreme, but if you go up to Canada, you can see negative 30s, which is very cold. Dangerous temperatures there. Well, let's go and take a look into back to the rain and snow. This shows a different solution here as well. You can see here the placement of the low pressure system is kind of similar. Well, when it reaches the Great Lakes region, it seems like there's a good agreement that low pressure system will be over Lake Erie there. At this point here, the northeast looks to be mainly wet. Maybe perhaps a flash flooding threat for the Tennessee Valley again there at this point. Not much snow again. It does try to develop a new system, but that's just a big bias there. I'm not going to be buying that just yet there. But it shows a mini winter storm there, but I'm not going to buy that just yet. So this is all we know here. Oh, wait a minute. Snowfall amounts. So we'll go out about 10 days here. So here's the next 10 days here for snowfall. Still very snowy in the mountains out west here. You do have quite a bit of snow in around the Great Lakes region, even portions of the northeast here. This snow in Maine here is what's going to be going on today. You can see here, pretty widespread 1 to 3 inches of snow from Kansas into Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri there. So just not a whole lot of snow to deal with. I'm interested to see what the GFS has got with this here. So here's the next 10 days from the GFS here. Less snow across the Great Lakes region, even northeast, less snow. I do believe the Great Lakes region should see more snow, especially with that lake effect snow. They probably should see a lot. About an equal amount of lake effect snow across the west, not lake effect, mountain snow out in the west there. A little bit of snow in the northern plains there. About a general 2 to 5 inches of snow. Here's the European model suggestion here. Just ignore this pocket here. This is a complete different system here after this one. And then the European model is the faster one. So ignore the snow here across Kansas, Missouri, Iowa there, Nebraska, and Illinois there. And that's a complete different system. So you can see here a decent amount of snow, especially for the mountains in California. Still got a lot of snow to deal with, but the snowfall amounts are actually starting to go down. So it gives me an indication there. The activity is calming down across parts of the west. You can see here for the northeast here, this is a winter storm that's going on right now for Maine. So probably at this point here, I'll say about this much here, probably about 1 to 2 inches of snow up there. Around the Great Lakes here, places could be up to a foot. Alright, so this is all we know, all I know here. With this system here, we all know that it's going to bring some very cold air across the Norfolk Plains there, probably some dangerous wind chills, probably in the -20s at least. If you go into the Lower Ohio Valley, the Tennessee Valley, probably a flash flooding threat again. Probably can see rainfall amounts 1 to 2 inches or more. Probably your best chance for snow looks to be around the Great Lakes region for this system here. And my last note here, I don't think there's going to be any chance of severe weather. If there is, your best chance of severe weather probably staying in Mississippi and Alabama for at least for a couple of strong storms there. Haven't really checked the wind on this system. It's not really windy from the Euro. Here's the GFS here for wind-wise. So this is wind gusts. Could be a little bit windy from the Euro. I'm at GFS there, but we'll see here. I'll have another update on this soon. At this point here, the uncertainties are just too high to make a forecast here, but I did say about the main notes about the system here. So yeah, guys, that's the guy for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If y'all did like this video, hit that like button. If you do like my channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification, you never miss an upload. If y'all guys got any questions about this, you can put in the comment section down below. Answer you guys' questions. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.